What up, folks? Welcome back to ULTRAZILLA Toys, and today I have a review of the DC Collectibles DC Films Superman action figure. This is part of my Wonder Woman / Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice week. If you comment on this video and are subscribed to the channel, you will be entered into a drawing for the DC Multiverse Nightmare Batman, Aquaman, and Cloaked Wonder Woman action figure. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this. This is a really awesome Man of Steel. I think DC Collectibles did a really great job with this right off the bat. I have a lot to say about this one, probably as far as what they were going for, what they accomplished, and ultimately what happened with this line, because as you might know, this line is currently canceled, and that's a bit of a shame. So let's talk about the figure first, and I'm gonna move him back because we're actually gonna talk about the extras first, not the figure. He comes with extra hands here, 2 extra pairs. One is a really open hands, so you get those. Very nice sculpts on them. And then you got more like holding hands, though he doesn't really have much to hold, so there are those. And then he comes with an extra head and 2 pairs, well, a pair of heat vision, which you can stick into his eyes. Kind of a neat idea. I think that's pretty cool. The eyes are hollow, and you just stick him in. Kind of creepy that way. So there's that. And the effects are cool. I have to say they're a little spindly. I'm getting a bunch of stress marks already on them, especially when you're trying to put them in, so do be careful with them. They are spindly. His head goes on that that neck. Just nice little ball joint there. It works, it snaps in really easy. No fuss, no muss. As you can see, he's on the stand right now, and that is included with the figure, and it's actually excellent. I really like it. So let's get Superman off of there and take a look at that. I usually don't take a look too much at stands, because I feel like a lot of the ones that do come with a lot of figures I get are always the same thing, like the Mafek stand or whatnot, the Revoltech stand. This is a nice one. It's got a really big base here, which really helps, and you got a bunch of holes that you could put, the arm in. And then the arm is pretty good. It's got a little screw in there that you could use a Phillips for tightening, which is very good, as well as up here. And then this part is the part I really like. It's got a little bit of a, little base back here that I'm assuming I can't do anything with it. It's just to hold the figure back on, which is good. And then the thing I like the most is it's got a nice snap back grip and a little handle that allows you to grip his waist with. That is really great. So kudos to DC Collectibles on this stand, which is awesome. And it holds their figures really well. So that's very, very nice. I really dig that. So, Superman himself. Let's take a look. Really nice head sculpt. Looks like Henry Cavill. Also looks like John Travolta a little bit in certain angles, which is really funny. But it does look like Henry Cavill, and that is very cool. Yeah, you can see him really well. So I think this is way better than what we saw from Mafex that did this a version of this figure. And even the Mezco version, I just think this one looks really good. You know, like the head sculpt is nice, the hair is really nice. And then like you got his body shaped, which is interesting. Let's bring down the camera a little bit here. So, kind of an interesting body shape. It's not quite anatomically correct, the way like the joints and everything sit together, but it's still a really good shape. You know, like, I mean, the musculature in here does look good, but then when you factor in some of the joint work, it does break it a lot. But that's okay, because it is an action figure. And this is a very articulated action figure, so you kind of forgive that, you know, and I don't think it looks bad, I just think it looks different, and it gives them their own look. I mean, look, hey, we got Revoltech, and that's Roltech, and that's like, they're very stylized in that regard, so in regard to body shape, but you know, the sculpt work is nice. Here you got his S there, sculpted nice. Again, his abs look good. You got this little, you know, I don't know what it is on the suit, but the design work is sculpted in, and that's really good. Same on the sleeve, very well done. There's a nice texture throughout. I like how his belt is sculpted, it's really good. You got some weird knee sculpts there, but you can move him around, which helps a lot. I think that's awesome, and his boots are sculpted pretty nice. Now we'll go upwards with some of the paint, and this is, because I want to point this out, this is a little, I've seen other reviewers point this out, and it is a little weird that they made his boots a little dirty where the rest of them isn't. I know it was a little bit of a weird choice in my opinion, but not that it looks bad, it's just a little odd. Like, it would be better if there was some more dirt, I guess, throughout. So, you know, the rest of the paint is really clean. You know, you got like the golds and the various blues there on a suit, which look very nice, and you know, the red looks good. I like that shade of red. Not much like in terms of shading on his face or anywhere else. There's no like highlights in his hair or anything, but the paint is really nice where it is. His mouth looks good, his eyebrows and his eyes all look good. He's like facing the right way and everything, so there's that. He's got a nice cloth cape with bendy wires at the end, which is good. I really like that, you know, that type of design. It really helps with posing. Same as the Mafex Batman, you know. I dig that. I think that's a really cool way to go, in my opinion. So, very nice in those regards. You get some good posing out of that, which helps, you know, which helps you a lot. So, articulation is where this guy really, really shines. So, let's see. You got his head is on the ball joint, so you get a ton of movement. You can look down a bunch, can look up a bunch. And his neck moves, which helps a lot. So you got movement in his neck and his head. Really, really nice. His shoulders have a little bit of a butterfly thing going on there, so you can get a lot of movement there. You know, good hinge system. I like it a lot. You got an upper bicep swivel. You got double jointed elbows. Really nice. Hinged and swivel wrist. Really good. You got an ab crunch, which works nicely. I mean, you get more motion back as it's cut better than front, but it's still good. His waist has a swivel, and it rotates. It's on a ball joint from what I can see, so you got a lot of movement in there. Thighs are on ball joints, so of course you get good kick-in motions, and they come out really. You get like some drop down here, which is very good for extra articulation. Look how much you get there. So really, really good in those regards. You get the upper thigh cut, which, you know, I guess it breaks up the sculpt quite a bit here, but, you know, it works. So there you go, it just came off the ball joint. I rotated too much. Now his knees are on a double hinge there as well, and his knee actually, which I didn't realize it before, but now that I've been like messing around with it, yeah, this knee, this top part of his knee just does move around a bit, which is cool. So you can kind of cover up some, you know, some articulation points there if you're posing him around. So that's really good. No boot cut, but you do get a hinged foot here, which rocks a bit. You know, it's not like super good, but it rocks a bit. There's no toe articulation, which I think is a little bit of a bummer. I think like he kind of needs it because he's a big guy. He's actually a really big figure. These DC film figures are pretty tall, so he really did need a little bit more of that for some better, I'm a little off here, you know, just better posing abilities. So doing some size comparisons. Here he is with the Mezco Armored Batman. I think I'd like to get the Armored Batman from the DC film line. I love Armored Batman, and I've seen that figure. I don't like it as much as the Mezco, but I think it's cool enough to own. So, even though I have, you know, two, here's Mafex Batman. Again, I like the height of here, and here is Wonder Woman. You know what? Let's bring in one of these guys. Here's Aquaman. So there you have the whole gang. So I like the height. I really do. For my money, that's a great face-off. I just always, in my head, even though like in the movies they're not, as far as Superman goes, I always want my Superman to be huge and imposing over everybody else, just because of what he is. So look, I mean, I just posed him a little bit and he's smaller already, but yeah, my Superman is a tall, big guy in my head, so I really like, and that's why I went with this Superman for this, for my display. So I just think this is a really great representation. I really like the height, and I think it looks really awesome. So, you know what? That's really my review, guys. I think it's a really great figure. It's really, really nice. And now my little commentary here is, you know, like, I feel like this line wasn't given a fair shake by you guys, you know, like, one of the big knocks over the last few years on DC Collectibles has been that they're producing really great figures, but you're not getting a lot of articulation in a lot of their figures. And you know, while some of that might be true, they have been getting better across the board. And then to answer all of that, they went out and gave you a highly articulated action figure that rivals all of the import figures, and nobody supported it, you know, like, that's a shame. Like, pre-orders should have been better for this and Armored Batman. They look great, and they're hyper articulated. I mean, like, I don't know. So I'm really sad about that we won't be getting more of these guys, at least for the time being. You know, you can still go out and buy these figures, and I suggest you do, because they're really awesome. So, like, I recommend this one a lot. So go get it, you know, show that there's still interest in them, because I think they did a really bang up job. And Maybe it's a subject matter. I don't know. Maybe Superman, Batman. I know rub a lot of people the wrong way. Um, but if these guys did well, we were definitely gonna get more from them in this style. Maybe you thought the price was off because it was DC Collectibles, but I could tell you right now, guys, like that was the same price as this Mafex, and you guys wouldn't bat an eye paying that for this guy. And he's bigger, and he's better than this figure, without a doubt. This figure is a better figure than this Mafex, figure. So, all I can say is, ask the question, like, what, I want to know, what were you apprehensive about? Is it just because it was, it wasn't an import company? You didn't want to pay the money? It's worth it. That's what these figures cost. If this is a $20 figure, that's a $40 figure. No doubt. Alright guys, that was my soapbox. I usually don't go that way, but I had some things to say about this line because I really wanted it to continue, and it doesn't look like it's gonna. But this is a great figure. You can still get it. You can still get their Armored Batman. I suggest you do so because you never know. They might change their mind. Alright guys, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. If you could like, comment, subscribe, and share, that would be awesome. And remember, if you comment on this video, you get an entry into the contest. Alright, until next time, peace out, peeps.